Elsewhere, there's been developing news to tell you about here today. Multiple casualties have been reported following an explosion at a rally in the Afghan capital, Kabul. At least 60 people have been killed, about 200 injured by two suicide bombers there just a bit earlier. Thousands of the Hazara minority had been rallying because of a planned electricity power line that was going to be routed away from their province. They weren't happy, but the Islamic State terror group says it was behind this blast, while in a letter to the media, the Taliban condemned the attack. I spoke to political analyst Catherine Shackdam. She told me the root causes of terrorism here aren't being addressed.
ISIL is extremely violent and bloodthirsty when it comes to, carrying its agenda. I'm not saying that Al-Qaeda or the Taliban are any better, but there's a degree of violence in ISIL which is really troubling. I think that Afghanistan has been kind of set up for failure, if I'm quite honest, because the state has operated under some form of Western tutelage, but never really given the weapons and the means to establish itself as a real nation state, and that's the problem. And I think that Afghanistan cannot defend itself because it hasn't been given the tools to do it. We have an ideological warfare going on. We need to address it. It's as simple as that. Because the root of the ideology was never actually addressed, never mind eradicated. And that's the problem. Unless you actually address, the undercurrent, what is actually, what this ideology means, what it's feeding on, it's never going to stop. That's the problem. It's only going to kind of like morph into something else.
Up next, French MP tells us how France is dealing with the terror attacks on its soil.